All right, let me tell you. Let me finish. All right. So all right. So far, where we at is that the conditions. So now Missy is messing with me. She's coming over my desk. She's adding stuff to my plate, and it's unnecessary stuff. It's like you know how all of us like you know the most important thing we need to do is this.
Yeah.
But Missy, she'll be coming with some weird stuff to me way over here. You need to do what Dawn needs you to do. I'm like, wait a minute. The most important thing is this issue right here. There's parts that everybody's trying to find here at the DC. I'll get to her email of what parts she want. She just be sitting on her duff sending out.
Shit for you to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the one going out and I'm dealing with, you know, and the thing about, and this is what I learned. I learned in my time there is that if I find the stuff with the people when they looking for it,
Yeah. They take the credit.
then no. Well, yeah, I'm not worried about
Yeah.
that. But when they find the stuff, if I help them find the stuff before it becomes a need, then it never becomes an email from somebody saying, hey, we need this part, and it never becomes a Dawn email. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if I focus on what I'm doing over here, then the dominoes, it never gets to a Dawn email or somebody else saying, we need this part.
Yeah.
I learned that, so I knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I knew my job, okay? And I'm a military guy. I know how to get the job done and be efficient about it, and whatever. At least whatever. Now, so now Missy, now she's adding extra stress to my job. Now, so here's how I got her. This is one little story in this whole context. One little story. Now, people at the DC, they started putting a bunch of parts that there's quality. Quality's supposed to look up and find where parts, you know, where does this belong to? And if not, if you can't find it, then they throw it out. Because Buzzy would not take everything, and he used to be mad about it. Stop giving me stuff in my areas too. Then people will put it on me. And I started, and so then eventually my whole area, I had a whole
Shitload.
right, and it's a safety hazard. It's all across the line. And see, here's what happened. It's a safety issue that Missy, for more than 5 months, would walk right past. It was never an issue, right? It was never an issue, right? She would, and then when she started increasing her supervisory antics with me, she would step over all this crap just to, right? So now I peeped that, right? And so what I did was, I addressed this stuff because there was a couple times where she'd be off work, and then I would find the stuff in the pile that we was looking for, and she was like, how come? And I'd explain it to her, but when I explain it in email, other people are on the email, and that gives her heat, right? And so I tried my best to never ever put her in a bad light, right? Now, but when she started doing that towards me, I still was giving her the benefit of the doubt because, you know, I'm trying to be, you know. Now, when she started doing that, I said, you know what, I'm finna fix this. I went up, there's a lady who deals with all the safety lady. I went to the safety lady and I said, look, I got a safety issue. All this stuff is sitting over here or whatever. She, in one day, she did a safety report that went up the chain, and I came back to work the next day, all the stuff was gone. Everything was right? Now what that did was that made Missy look bad, right? Because then in one of my emails, I was able to say to her, to mess with me, you walk past safety issues just to screw me over.
Yeah.
And when I brought that, boy, I'm talking, that's just one. It got to the point, now check this out. It got to the point where on my last official day in the office, I'm over at the regular office, and I went up to Dawn and Lumpy. I went up to their office, and both Dawn and Lumpy, they looked at me. No, Lumpy looked at me, and he knew there was tension between me and Dawn, and he chose, instead of calming Dawn's down, he chose to just kind of. So I said, okay, I see Lumpy is whatever. So Dawn, I wrote on a memo pad, and this is what I wrote. I said, "Dear Dawn and Missy, if you don't stop messing with me and disrupting my ability to work, I am going to report all of your misdoings to the shareholders." Signed, Matthew Walker. Okay, now check this out. So I made 5 copies. I gave one to Dawn. Because I wrote one. It was one letter to Missy, one letter to Dawn, and right. So I gave that to I gave one for Dawn and one for Missy. I gave it to Dawn, right, and then I left out of office and I started talking to somebody for a little while, and then I looked and then I went to Bob's office. And I gave Bob the same letters, and I wrote Bob a letter. I said, "Dear Bob," I forgot my wording, but basically what I said was, I said, "Bob, please, based on everything that Missy has done, please remove her as supervisor and put there was somebody else at the job that I wanted in her place." I just made that demand, yeah. Matthew Walker, and I gave that to Bob. I wrote that down and gave it to Bob. Okay. Okay. So I go to Dawn's office and I gave her the 2 letters. I'm finna tell the shareholders on all the stuff you doing. And then I dropped on Bob. I gave it to the secretary. The secretary was gonna give it to Bob, right? And then I walked out of the office and I did something for a little while. And then when I came back around the corner, I saw Aaron and Missy and Dawn. And Dawn had tears in her eyes. I made Dawn cry before I left. And when I went into the office, I saw Bob. His hair was disheveled. Oh, it was first thing in the morning too. I'm talking about, it was like whatever time, 7:30 or
8 o'clock or
whatever. Within the first hour of the day. And when I walked up, and you know how Aaron is tall. When I walked around that corner, Aaron, this is exactly what Aaron did. I walked around that corner. Aaron was like, "Oh, we thought you were off today. Hey, can you listen? I'm finna write all of this whole story. I'm finna write it out. And I'm gonna do a speech, a monologue about it for my website. I'm telling you, it felt so empowering. Toro needs a union.
Yeah,
it just does need a union. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to you is the bottom line for me, and I'll let you go. Bottom line for me, congratulations to you. You made it. How many years you were there?
8.5.
Congratulations, man. Because guess what? You done dealt with how much crap?
A lot. That's why, I was dealing with crap when I left.
Oh, for real? They didn't let you retire on a good hot?
Oh, hell no.
You couldn't get like an honorable retirement?
As of right now, I don't even know if I'm retired. I left on the COVID thing.
For real?
I got my retirement papers in, but I don't know if you out on COVID, you probably can't retire.
Oh.
So I don't know.
So that means you would have to go, in theory, you'd have to go back in.
Yeah.
So does that...
Sharon told him that, he got to come back and work at least a day or something, she said.
What's wrong with that though?
Nothing, yeah.
Oh, in other words, when you feel like it, then you gonna address it.
When I feel like it.
When you feel like it. Exactly. And I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. When you feel like...
No, I went out on COVID.